All right. Well, happy Wednesday to everybody. We back. Motivation conversation, but I got another team tonight. I have the Atlanta host team with me tonight. Welcome, Miss Hazel and Kiana. Happy
Hey,
Wednesday to y'all. Yeah, we're a few minutes late, y'all. I had a new grandbaby. I'm trying to see the grandbaby and do all the things. But anyway, we here. And so
amen.
yeah, we're gonna chat it up. We are absolutely excited about Atlanta Pen to Paper next Saturday. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
We are so
I'm so
excited.
excited.
And so this is the inaugural workshop that launches the tour, that kicks it off, that starts it. It's the temperature um, gauge, and so we're just excited about what's going to take place on next Saturday in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, in the Duluth
Yes.
area. So we want to just talk all things pen to paper tonight. I'm gonna get over here so I can see if anybody jumps in the chat. So if there are any questions, we can address your questions tonight and make sure that we get you right. And there we go. Um, so yeah, we're gonna talk about some housekeeping things. Make sure you have all the information that you need. You join us in the chat. Definitely put your questions in the chat so that we can address those as we are conversing. Um, I want to first just start off by saying thank you, thank you, thank you to Hazel and to Kiana for hosting and being host for our first workshop on this tour. And thank you for your hearts to serve and just being a part of the vision. And I'm so excited for what this is going to do for you, your businesses, and the people that are going to be impacted, the people that are going to gain clarity and greater understanding about where they are, their purpose, their calling, their vision, gain the confidence they need to move forward, as well as, um, be able to communicate and collaborate better because they have gotten that clarity and
Yes.
they've gotten the information. When I
Yes.
tell you this team is, I'm telling you, I am so excited about this team of coaches and consultants, and it has just been a blessing how this was organically curated to be a blessing to people. And I'm just excited about what God's going to do in the room. And so we're encouraging people, of course, to not wait to the last minute. Of course, do what you have to do, but definitely you want to make sure that you don't wait to the last minute. Now, one
Mhm.
of the things that we want to make sure that we let everybody know is that the price changes the week out from the conference. So from the workshop. So as of Saturday, those prices go from 97 per person to 129 per person. That's $129 per person. And so you have now through Friday midnight to get your ticket for $97. That's 4 hours of power packed information that is going to absolutely change your life. So you think about having
Yes.
having information and you don't quite know how to organize it, you don't quite know how to prioritize it, and you don't know quite how to maximize it. You're going to get the instructions and the navigation to help you do all of that, to help you have more clarity, to help you navigate this process, and to help you to take the information that you gain. In this day and time, ladies, we're getting information from so many different channels, good information, good data, but a lot of us still struggle with organizing,
Hmm.
prioritizing, and maximizing that information and really making it work for us. And so there's so many
Yes.
people who are transitioning out of corporate into their own businesses as entrepreneurs, or people are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. And it's something that is definitely doable, but you need the S3 model. You need a structure, you need strategies, and you need a system by which to work. And so that's
Yes.
important because you need to know how to manage what you're doing so that um you can sustain what it is that you're doing. And so that's the nucleus of what we're going to be sharing during this time. And it's been intentionally curated and crafted in this way to help people who are on that ground floor or people who
Right.
are evolving and taking the opportunity to take their businesses to another level. So what are you ladies expecting? What are you looking for? I know it's excitement in the air, but let me hear from y'all. What are you expecting? And what have you been hearing? What questions have you been getting? I asked this of the Hampton Roads team because you guys are right there together. You all kick it off, and then Hampton Roads is right behind you guys.
Mm. Look, and we gonna set the stage. Okay, so
That's
y'all, I'm
right.
telling you, Atlanta is going to be such an experience. First, I want to say thank you just for even allowing me to tag along. Basically, I'm excited to just be a part of it, and but one thing that I know and what the excitement is going to bring is the knowledge that people need in these days.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, a lot of people have visions and they get knowledge, but a lot of people don't know how to apply it. And
Hmm.
so when you can learn how to apply the knowledge that you have gotten so you can retain it, it's just a great thing in itself. So I'm excited. I know, and I'm excited to be working with Miss Hazel. I love Miss Hazel. So, so, but one thing that I did want to ask, is like, could you go a little bit further into details about the government contracting? That's one thing that I am excited for and expecting for, and I want
Yes.
people to really know. And I've had some people ask me about government contracting, and that's one of the questions that I've heard.
Oh, absolutely. So our consultant and coach, Elaine Ellison, that's going to be on site for the workshop in Atlanta, is a 20-year plus veteran with this process and with government contracting. When I tell you she knows how to walk you through it, one, two, three, ABC, it's like, just cutting butter. It's that smooth with her. And so anyone, I would encourage anybody who has taken the opportunity to properly structure your business. And if you have not, you have the opportunity to get that information to properly structure your business and make sure that you have the things that you need. Government contracting is doable, and she dispels a lot of the myths. And a lot of times, even when we just say the word government, people think it's very convoluted,
Right,
cumbersome, and it's difficult to
right.
do. She takes all of the nonsense out of it. It's seamless, and she makes you feel comfortable with the process from registering for it, and the platforms that you use to register, talking you through the things that you need for your certifications. And not only that, just sharing with you the process of how it works as it relates to the types of contracts that are available, the monies that are available. There are billions of dollars that are available, and especially for minorities. And I know that they're, constantly changing things, but the fact of the matter is you don't know what you can do and what you can have until you step out there and take the
Right.
opportunity to gain the knowledge. And so I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission. It
Um,
really
uh,
is, because
yes.
she's worked this industry for so long, and she's so well versed, so knowledgeable in it. I mean, there's no question that you can ask that she probably cannot answer when it comes to government contracting. And so she can give you the ins and outs, what you need to be prepared for, how you need to prepare for it, based on the type of business that you have, what the opportunities are, what you need to expect, and how you need to prepare yourself to be in line and basically armed to get a government contract. And she also will talk to you about, her services, and the fact that she holds your hand through the entire process, from finding contracts to the the bid or the proposal for the contract to awarding. She just recently had a client that was awarded a $100 million contract over 5 years. So she ain't playing with it. She's a real deal. I mean, she's a real deal. I'm telling you right now. And so if you are serious about what you're doing, if you're serious about business, and you're serious about being a government contractor, it is possible. it's possible, and you want to be in the room to get the information and to get the goods. And she's going to be available after the workshop has concluded. All of the coaches will be and consultants to answer questions, to have speed consultants sessions. So you'll have 5 or 7 minutes or whatever to be able to, talk and interact and connect. And it's something you definitely want to do. If you are in line for that, you want to become a client. Um, and when I tell you people are, they're they're making strides that I think they didn't even think was possible. And so it's one of the things that, especially as minorities, we have not tapped into as we could and should. And so it's an opportunity for us to step in there and really get educated on what to do and what the process is. But she is definitely a jewel, and she is very, very knowledgeable. So that is going to be an highlight for every workshop that she is able to attend. So, of course, we have several across the country. So, Atlanta, you are privileged to have her as, to be in the city, because every coach is not able to make every city. So, Atlanta, you are privileged to have her on the ground floor to be in your city for the first workshop of the tour. And of course, there will be some other cities that she will be in, but she will definitely be at the Atlanta workshop. So if that's an area that any of, the persons you have been talking to, acquainted with, or if you're listening to us now or you're watching the replay, and this is an area that you're interested in as an existing business owner and entrepreneur, you definitely want to be there. And if you're an
Right.
aspiring business owner, you want to get in on the ground floor, knowing what you need and how you need to prepare going into business so that you can prepare yourself, because this is an opportunity. um, Government contracting is an opportunity where we often have challenges, especially as new entrepreneurs and startup businesses, and that is having that consistent income. So being able to obtain a government contract helps to give you that, security of, you know, uh, income coming in on a consistent basis. So that's definitely something that you want to be in the room for, and make sure you grab your seat and get this information, because it's going to be invaluable. I'm telling you.
Right.
Priceless information. Yes.
Right. And when you said 100 million for 5 years, that's like, that's such a good thing right there, because that means you are guaranteed for at least 5 years,
And you know what
and
you
in
can do
those,
in 5 years with 100 million?
right,
Even with employees and depending on what you're doing,
you can grow
yeah, this
yourself
is
so
some.
much. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So, and there's so much more that she's going to be able to share with you when it comes to that. There's no question. And my thing is this: every business owner, aspiring business owner, prior to even coming to the workshop, prepare questions that you need answers to,
Right.
or
Right.
that you want answers to. When you're in rooms like this, you want to ask all the questions you possibly can to get
Right.
all the information you can possibly get. So, not only is this government contracting piece big, but also the speaker coach. Because
Right.
we have to know how to properly articulate and present ourselves. When we're talking to people, when we're negotiating contracts, or when we are in a position where we have the opportunity to go into a corporate setting, or to speak at an organization or a conference, or whatever the case
Right.
may be, or just presenting, a pitch. You need to know how to do that and how to present yourself. And so this workshop is so designed to empower and to transform. And so we're
Yes.
just super excited about what God has gifted each of us with. And then we have a fashion and style coach that's going to show you how to show up, and how you show up and what you wear when you show up, how it impacts your personality, how it impacts your energy. These are
Right.
things I'm telling you that I haven't heard people talk about, and it's important. It's important
Right.
for us to know, because it changes the game. It changes the game. It changes the energy in the room, and it changes how you show up.
Amen.
Yeah, it changes how you show up.
Yeah. And I was I often tell my children, you want to show up like you belong there.
Yeah, absolutely,
You don't want to
absolutely.
come, you don't come in there
Yeah,
with
you
suit,
belong in the room. Yeah,
right? And that way people would know you belong there. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm ready. I'm coming with my questions.
There you go. There you go. I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. Miss Hazel, what say you?
What say ye? Okay. It's always said that you have to dress for your next. Don't dress for the
Mm-hmm.
so whatever
Yeah,
whatever room you know that you want to end up in, that's how you dress. But
absolutely.
for Miss Elaine, I had a little taste of Miss Elaine because I'm in rooms with Coach Bridget and we have the vision room and she is, there's no words for that woman. So I am looking forward to, I think, more in-depth information that she's going to share and
Mm,
all the details of this government contracting because it is something that Coach Bridget talked about. And I think there's a
mhm.
lot there and there's a lot of meat and potatoes that we don't know yet.
Yes,
We
Right.
don't. And the
absolutely.
ease of that because it just hearing that it sounds so complicated. It really
Yeah.
does. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, there's nuances to it, but there's a way how to do it. And I'm sure she's going to give us in detail how to do that and how to
Absolutely.
make ourselves available in whatever business that we're in. So I'm looking forward to all of that. And I'm also super excited about the 3S model as well, because
Yes.
Oh, yes.
the
Yes.
structure, the strategy, and there's one missing system.
System. Yes, absolutely. Listen, it's the way to go. And, one of the things that was, the question that was asked to me and how I got started with the pen to paper and so forth and so on. And so I was just talking about how it is a process. And so thereby I'm now at this place that I can talk about what the system is because I have lived the system. I have worked the system that I'm talking about.
Right.
And so I have seen it work over and over and over and over and over again for clients. And it's a process that helps you to engage and connect with you, number one, and your
Right.
thoughts and the vision that you've been given, which all is tethered and tied to your purpose and your calling. That's if you are willing to align with that. So here again, that's that A game. We have to know what our assignment is, and then we have to be in alignment with it, in agreement with it, and we have to give our attention to it. And when we
Right.
do that, and it's so important to establish a system because that's your manageability. That's what
Right.
you are feasibly able to do on a consistent basis, which thereby establishes a system, which thereby leads to what? Sustainability. That's what we're trying to get to. And so for many of us that are 50 plus, right? Or you're just going into entrepreneurship, this is going to be paramount because it's going to
Right.
give you some framework and for people that are all over the place. So there's so many people that I come into contact with, they have 25 different things they're trying to do or want to do and trying to make decisions and narrow the scope and have a focus and be full focus on that particular thing that is your innate ability. And this is why it's important that we stay in our lane and that it's tethered and tied to your purpose and call because see you don't get tired of something that is your innate ability. You can do that in your sleep. You don't even need
Right.
energy to do it. So it's
Right.
important that you do the thing that doesn't require a lot of effort because you don't get burnt out doing something that you are born to do.
Amen.
It's like for people who can talk, and some people, they talk and they sleep. They sleep, but they still talking because that's their gift. That's what they do, and they do that well. And so it's just like for me, what I do is I can do that. I can wake up out of a deep sleep, and you can ask me a question about vision, organization, structure, strategy, and I can give you an answer because that's my lane, right? But now you ask me about fixing something on a car, I ain't gonna have nothing for you. Probably go back to sleep, right? But at the end of the day, we have to focus on, and I don't think too many people think about it. When you doing what you love to do, right? It's just like people who love to cook, but they're in an office somewhere, you
Right.
know, dealing with somebody all day long, but they love to cook. You get them in that kitchen, they'll cook 12 hours straight and be fine,
And be
but
fine.
they trying to work in the office, they struggling the entire day
Right.
because it's not their innate ability, it's not their lane. And so when we find that out and when we come to grips with the fact that I was born for a purpose, that purpose is tied to the vision God has for your life. It's tethered and tied together. And when we come into that realization, I'm telling you, you will start to see yourself excel. You'll start to see yourself walk into rooms that you otherwise wouldn't have walked into because
Hmm.
it's your wheelhouse. It's where you thrive. It's where you
Right.
function best, right?
Right.
And when you're in that place, you can do it with your eyes closed. It's just
With your
hands down.
eyes
And
closed.
so I'm just really,
Love it.
really praying for those persons that are in the room that they will come open to connect and be vulnerable and get that clarity so that they can gain the confidence, because that's the other piece. When you get clear about who you are, can't nobody stop you,
Yep.
because your identity is sure at that point, right?
Right.
There's no
Right.
doubting, there's no wondering. You don't even care about what other people think,
Mm.
right? You don't care what they say, none of that, because you know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. And you know, one thing that PD always talks about is fulfillment. And so when you can get to that point, that's when you get fulfilled in your life, because now
Totally.
you're doing your purpose, you're doing what God has called you to do. And like you say, you can do it with your eyes closed.
Absolutely.
And that's where we're trying to go. And so
Mhm.
I'm excited about the experience that everyone is going to receive at the
That's it.
pen to paper, because you know, one thing that God had even given me when I started my podcast is the right division. And I
Mhm.
had been that's one thing that I speak on is right division, right division. So
Mhm.
one thing that I would want to ask, and I'm not sure if anybody would ask this, but how would you all show them how to even get their creative idea out on paper, and how do that look like when they're coming with their idea? How would that look?
Absolutely. So there's a technique, there are tools and strategies that I use to help, I say, organize your thoughts from left to right. And not only organize your thoughts, but to really put information into a system, a template, a flow, so that you can establish the thought, right? You can build upon the thought or the vision, and then you can prepare a plan to implement and execute it. And so all of this comes with, number one, people participating and being fully engaged. Number two, with making the time to do the things and be accountable to it, right? So it's going to require you to be accountable to this is what oftentimes we do. We go to workshops, conferences, we pay money, and we do not make sure that we are accountable to the information that we get. And
Right.
so you got information, but you haven't been accountable to the information. That's the challenge that this workshop brings. It challenges you to be accountable for what you have received, and to take that information out of the reservoir of your heart and of your mind, and to put it into a framework and put it to work, right? Because if you don't put it to work, it's not going to work.
Mm.
So you got to put what you got on the inside of you to work. That's all about, that's all about vision. It's just like when you go to the optometrist for an annual exam, they work your eyes to make sure there is a clear understanding of what prescription is needed in order for you to be able to see. That's what we're
Right.
going to do. We're going to bring you a prescription that's going to help you to be able to see your vision clear, right?
Mm.
And so, they have the tool that says, is it clear here or is it clear here? So when you get through writing and you get through going through this process that we're going to be taking you through during this tour and during this particular workshop, we're going to ask you now, are you clearer now than you were before, or are you clear here? So we're going to be taking those pulse checks throughout the workshop to determine, are you seeing clearer, right? Are you really getting an understanding of what you have on the inside of you?
Wow.
Because a lot of us, we're seeing, but we're not seeing what we need to see. And until
Right.
you can see what you need to see, you won't see it and you'll never obtain it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That I mean, that just makes so much sense. You know, when people you can't see it until you see it, you know,
That's right.
and you need a clear vision. You need that clear, like you say, that prescription. I like how you put that to
Yes, yes, yes.
'cause it made me think about, okay, when I go to the optometry, like, oh my, okay, like I'm not seeing it this way, but I see it better this way. And so we have to, know that this is what the pen to paper is going to do. So
Yes,
I'm excited. Look, and then you can
absolutely.
tell by the way I'm talking.
And we just, we don't think about, and this is the whole, we don't think about the things that connect together. And so oftentimes we're trying to take prescriptions that other people have and we're trying to wear them, and that never works.
Nope.
Ooh.
That never works. Have you ever taken your, even as a child, you got your grandmother's glasses or your mom's glasses or somebody else's glasses that were prescription?
Right.
And what'll happen is you'll mess your eyes up. Your eyes will start hurting because you're looking at a prescription that was not prescribed to you.
Wow.
You're never going to be able to see clear out of someone else's prescription.
Wow.
But that's like,
So it behooves us to
okay.
make sure we get our own prescription, so that we can
Right.
clearly see what we need to see for us.
Yeah.
But that's like medication, Coach Bridget. You cannot take someone else's medication. You have to
Absolutely.
prescribe
Same thing. Yes.
because you have a horrible effect on you because it's not for you.
That's
Right.
It's the same concept. It's the very same concept. And I think
absolutely.
sometimes we try to do so many things and the
Mhm.
clarity is not there. And we're always told you have to work your way into clarity. It doesn't just, you just don't get an epiphany. Well, I'm clear. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
Right.
You have to work.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think, when we stop trying to, but I know why this is my perception as to why we try to wear and use other people's prescriptions, because we think that it will get us the results that they're getting.
Yes. There you go.
And that is not how it works.
Mhm.
It's
My
quite the
God.
opposite. You need to utilize what's been prescribed for you so that it can help you, because it's only prescribed for you. Your vision is only for you.
Right.
And I say all the time, that's an invitation to, collaborate with God on the vision, the purpose, and the call that He has for your life, not somebody else's. It's only for you.
Right. That's so good. That right there will reach by itself. Because there's a
You
lot of
know,
people out here that's trying to do what other people have been called to do, and they are in the wrong lane. And you're trying to get the same results, but you're not going to get the results because it's their calling, it's not yours.
mhm,
And so when you get that structure and that framework that works best for you, then now you are able to walk in your lane. Now you're able to see the clear vision that God has for you. You'll be able to see more of the picture. And so I'm excited.
absolutely.
I'm like Miss Hazel. I'm writing down so many notes. But the
You know,
main
one of
thing
the
about it
things,
is retaining. That's the
yes,
main thing. That's
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. It's like someone said, it's just like when you go to church and you get a word, you shouldn't leave like you came. And
right,
so I promise you, if you take this opportunity, make this investment into yourself, make the financial investment and make the time investment, you will certainly
yeah,
not leave like you came. You will leave inspired, you'll leave empowered, you'll leave encouraged, you'll leave transformed, because when your mindset shifts, the rest of you shifts. Your life
right,
shifts, your business shifts, people around you, all of that relationship shift when your mindset changes. And that's what it requires, because that's why the word says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Because this is the nucleus that
right,
controls what we do. And so thought life is a real thing. And so it's important what we say to ourselves, our self-awareness, what we're cognizant of. And this is the thing, and I encourage my vision room all the time. This ain't no easy cakewalk. These entrepreneur streets ain't no joke.
Nope.
And because we have social media and we have technology has advanced to the level that it has, we think we don't need these basic fundamentals. But I tell you what, pen and paper are the tools for every architect to dream
yes,
and to take an empty canvas and put on there whatever it is that you so desire, because it started here. This is the first advancement of technology right here, and God
right,
created it and He gave it to us. And so we don't use it like we need to use it. What we've done is we're being lazy with the mind that God gave us. It's a powerful vessel and tool all by itself.
Yes,
And
it
so we're
is.
not utilizing it when we depend on technology to speak for us and to do the things that we can do for ourselves. Anytime a person can sit down and draw a house, draw a car, draw whatever it is, it starts with a pen and paper.
Thanks for
Right.
me. Thanks for
Powerful tools. And so it's just
So
like I thought about when I lost the ability to stream and internet services and everything just this Monday. I could still pick up a pen and a piece of paper. If I needed to write somebody a letter, if there was a thought that I had that I needed to generate it in that moment, I couldn't email them, but I could
right.
put it on some paper
Mm,
and I could capture that message in that moment. And so I think it's just, is one of the things to me, it never goes out of style. It's timeless.
yes.
Yeah. And it will
Yes.
always be a powerful tool.
Yes.
I think there's a
Man.
part of us that still love to write, because even though you have all the gadgets, all the tools, all the phone, there's nothing like putting a pen to paper and
Mhm.
just write it. It just
Telling you.
feels so, it just feels so natural.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And your thoughts just start to flow. You start to flow.
Absolutely.
It feels
And not only what is coming out of your head is getting to paper, but what comes out of your spirit gets to paper.
right.
And I think that's the piece and the concept that oftentimes we miss, because there are things that are said to us during that period and that time of revelation that has never been uttered. It's never been said, never verbalized, right? But we can write it down because it's coming out of our spirit.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so it's that connection that happens when you put pen to paper. It's the commitment that we have. It's commitment that our heart has. It's just like if you sit down and write out your numbers and a budget before you go shopping, I promise you, you're gonna be more cognizant of what you do and what you spend because you did that exercise before you left the house. Now, if you're a shopper and you need to get yourself right when you go shopping, you want to write down your budget, what you think you want to purchase, what you want to pay for it. I promise you, you'll be so very cognizant of it, and
Right.
because yeah, your mind and your eyes takes a photographic picture of that, and you'll just be so much more alert and aware of what you're going to spend and what you're going to do while you're shopping. Doesn't negate the fact that you don't enjoy your shopping trip or whatever the case may be, but you have prepared yourself and made yourself aware by writing it down, the parameters that you want to stay within.
Right.
Thank you.
That's so good. You
It
know,
works.
and a lot of people, like you say, they use this AI and don't get me wrong, I ain't trying to say nothing against it, but it's nothing
Right.
like being able to write your thoughts down and to know that you have them in case something happens.
Yes.
It's just like with the Bible. Most people don't have a physical Bible anymore
Right.
because they want to have the digital
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like having the actual Bible,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so I'm just incredibly excited about what's gonna it transpire, because not only will it encourage people to write more, it will also encourage them to do it on their own,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
to sit down and say,
Absolutely.
you know what, I can, especially if we can get our thoughts together. And like you said, some people have their thoughts all over the place, but they know what they want to do, and to be able to get it structured and get it, and in a system and in a framework, then that's what's really going to change people's lives. I'm excited. I'm just,
Absolutely.
like I said.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I started talking about this even last year before I even took the opportunity to look at what Rosh Hashanah was going to be for 5784. We're the year of 5784, and it's the year of open doors. And I
Right,
added to that doors of advancement. And one of the things I think oftentimes when we think about open doors, we think about, and this came to mind when I was looking at Tamika. Thank you, Tamika, for chiming in tonight about getting the room, because we don't know what doors are going to be open for us. And doors are
right,
not always necessarily physical doors. What doors of your mind are going to be open? What doors of your heart are going to be open? You don't
Right.
know what another person has. You may meet a person, their door. You don't know that they're a door until you get into the room. So it's that synergy that's in the room when we come together for pen to paper. And it happens across the country every time, every city I've ever done it in, and even at the annual conference in November, there's always a door that opens because of the synergy that's in the room. So you don't want to sleep on this opportunity, and you want to take the
Yes.
opportunity. And I'm telling you, next Saturday, all roadways, trailways, airways, all the waves are going to be leading to Atlanta, Georgia, to the Duluth area, to 3550 Ventura Parkway, and that's where we're going to be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And of course, we will be there for the remainder of the afternoon until 5 p.m. to serve you, to answer your questions, and to prepare you for your next. And so we're just looking forward to an amazing, amazing time. So we want to encourage you, don't wait, don't hesitate, don't sleep on it, don't doze on it. You want to get registered and you want to make sure that you're in the room.
10 days.
Yes.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. 10 days out. 10 days out.
Yes,
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 10
yes.
days. I'm
Officially
so
today.
excited.
We are 10 days out, and so 10 days away. And so I'm so excited. There are people that are looking to come into Atlanta. So don't be in Atlanta and it's an opportunity and you miss it. Don't do that. So you got people coming into your
Hey,
city. I had somebody reach out and say, "Are you gonna be in Florida?" I said, "No, the closest I'm gonna be Atlanta." So you might want to try to get to Atlanta. So at the end of the day, it's an amazing opportunity. And so here again, we're just thankful and grateful for you, Hazel and Kiana, for just chiming in and say, "Hey, let me just let me help do what I can do." And so we so appreciate that. I'm telling you, this is what God gave me, and I did it the first time by myself. Back in 2017 is when I did the first pen to paper workshop and reached out and asked for people to be hosts across the country, and they answered. And once again, people have answered, and so I'm so very grateful and thankful. And because it's not about me, it's better than me, and it's about getting people the opportunity to be in a room where they can see themselves in a different place, at a different level, where they can see themselves processing the information they've already received
right,
and seeing how they can take it and make it work for them. Um, People realizing, having these epiphanies, that I don't have to go do X, Y, and Z. I can do ABC because I know how to do ABC, right?
right,
I don't have to struggle and try to do X, Y, Z, and that's not my lane. And I think people getting that clarity and getting that epiphany, it relieves stress, right? It
right.
digresses a lot of unnecessary tension in our lives when we can just rest in the fact. And I talk about this, our Philippian strategy, and that is being content and trusting God for provision. Because as an entrepreneur, when you get up every day and you give God something to work with based on what He put in you, God's gonna make sure that provision comes. There have been
Amen.
many a days that the barrel has gotten low, but it never ran out because I've been faithful and true to God for what He gave me to do. And I get up and give it to Him every day. And so I work as unto the Lord every day as I'm
Amen.
serving my clients because that's my boss, right? And so if I do what it is that he's given me to do, he's gonna make sure that he takes care of me and he provides what I need. And so, all I can tell a person is that I done seen him do it. And he'll do it again and again and again. And
And
so you
again,
just have to tap in, you have to tap
amen.
in and you have to be consistent and you have to say, God, I'm gonna trust you when I can't trace you.
Right.
And I believe you to be who you said you are, and I believe you to do what you said you would do. So
Yes.
put that pen to paper, write the
Yes.
vision, make it plain, so he that read it can run with it. Because if it ain't
Amen.
written, they sure can't read it, and they definitely can't run with it.
Amen. Amen. It's so good.
Any
So good.
parting, any parting, comments, thoughts, anything you want to share with the people before we conclude tonight? They'll definitely see us again just before the workshop takes place next week. But we wanted to come on and just have a conversation and allow anyone the opportunity to. And even
Yes.
after we're done tonight, you guys can send us messages via the YouTube channel, and or you can inbox.
Yes. I just want to say that, you know, do not miss this incredible opportunity because I'm telling you what Coach Bridget and her team is gonna bring. I know that it's gonna impact lives. So don't hesitate. Okay, because next week I'm telling you it's going to be so amazing. And once again, I just want to say thank you for even allowing me to be a host. I know that you probably could have went with anybody else, but God allowed you to pick me, so I'm excited.
Oh, we appreciate you. Look, we go with those that are willing, and so, and that's what it's all about because and I know Hazel's going to chime in and share, but I want to quickly say this. It's so important that we help each other. And so my goal
Yes.
in having hosts is for those persons to have exposure, for those persons to have the opportunity for people to understand what they do and to make those connections to grow their businesses because everybody doesn't know what you do. And so this is another way for people to get exposure and to share about your business and so that people know what it is that you do as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. So it's all about collaborating and it's all about pouring in. So I'm excited to do it. And I'm excited to have the collaboration. Miss Hayes.
Well, it's been my pleasure as always, and I've known Coach Bridget for a minute, and she pours out. She pours out and she pours out, and she's blessed a lot of people. And her knowledge, she has a wealth of knowledge that this conference or this workshop, you don't want to miss this. You got to pull up on us. $97 till Friday. Beyond that, 129. If you're willing to pay the 129, we ain't mad at you. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, good.
All right. But we are honored and we are blessed to have you in our midst. And I know it's going to be an amazing setting. I can't wait. I cannot
Yes.
wait to
Me
meet
neither.
and get all the goodies. And then we're able
Yes.
to, the clarity is going to be even more when we
Yes.
get
Right.
3S structure. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for spending some time with me tonight and for taking the opportunity to share so that people kind of get an opportunity. We are so grateful for you and your smiles and your energy. And so that's so important. So they're gonna be kicking it out for us, y'all. They're gonna be welcoming you to the workshop and here again, we're all gonna be serving you. And so we're just ready to serve you. We're ready to pour out. We're ready to pour in. We're ready to embrace you. We're ready to help you get to your next. And so, one of the things about me, I'm not stingy because God's not stingy with me. And so, when He downloads something to me, if it's for you, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to charge you for it. And so, that's just how, that's how I am. And so, when I tell you you're getting far above what this conference, of course, we have expenses to cover, and basically that's all we're doing is covering the expenses to do this tour, and it's minimal at that. And so we just trust God that there will be sponsors, there will people that will pour in, and they will share with us as we go. And I just always believe that God will give us more on the way. But if we step out there and we trust God and we say, God, we're going with you all the way, I know God's going to do His part. He always does. And so just know that we're giving you far more than what is being paid for. That is just to help to incur the expenses that we are going to incur. But at the end of the day, we're going to give you all we got. We're going to give you all we got. And when I say that, every last one of these persons is going to give you 100% everything that they can give you in the time frame that we have allotted, and you will be blessed as a result of it. But I'm telling you,
Man,
2-day conference in November. OMG. You talking about getting it. You
I
get
heard
it
I,
good in November. Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, I will be there. Trust
Oh,
me.
you get it good in November. So this is just gonna be a nice little advertisement, but it's gonna be meaty now. It's gonna be meaty. They're gonna give you some good framework. They're gonna give you some good bones to work with. And I'm telling you, when you leave there, you will be charged, empowered, transformed. Even if you didn't think you could walk the moon, you're gonna be like, oh, I can do this thing because we're gonna give you the tools and the resources to do it. And we're gonna give it to you with the right spirit, and we're gonna give it to you with the right energy. All right.
Amen.
But thank you, ladies. We appreciate you so much. For those of you that are in the chat, thank you for chiming in, stopping in. We were a little late getting started tonight. We apologize. I apologize. That was my fault. But we appreciate you pulling up and chiming in and just listening in to learn what you can benefit and what you can take away from this pen to paper workshop, whatever city you're going to be in. Now, all of the information is at bridgetmoody.com/tour for the workshops in any city across the country. So we're gonna just run it down to you really quick. Of course, Atlanta's starting it out. Then we're at Hampton Roads, Virginia. So that's the Norfolk, Chesapeake, Suffolk area. Virginia will be the downtown area, 500 South Main. Then that's May 4th. And then June 1st will be in San Jose, California area. Actually, the location is going to be Fremont, California. So we'll be updating that exact location for you next week. So if you're in on the West Coast, in the Oakland, Fremont, San Jose area, Northern California, we're going to be pulling up there for the workshop on June 1st with Trisha Garrett and Danielle Pillater, I think her name is. Those are our hosts. Then we move from San Jose, we'll be in Las Vegas, June 29th and the 30th. All right. And then we go from Las Vegas back to California to San Bernardino on August 3rd. August 10th, we come back center of the country to Chicago, Illinois, Chi-Town. That's going to be amazing. Oh my God. Edwin Harris, Sydney
I think I'm
Soutenmeyer is
coming
going
out.
to be, yeah, that's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. I cannot wait. That's going to be amazing in Chicago. Chi-Town's going to hit it off. Then we come back to, no, we go back to the West Coast of Portland, Oregon. Tamika Herbert, who's on in the chat tonight, is going to be our host there. I don't know who she's going to have hosting with her, but right now she is the host for Portland, Oregon. So I'm excited to go there, and it'll be my first time in Portland. I can't wait, but it's going to be simply amazing. I'm telling you, God's going to show up. He's going to show out in every
Mhm.
city. I already know. And then we come back to Texas on September 21st, and then we're looking to culminate October 5th in the tour that is in Washington, D.C. So we're still working on that. So if you're in D.C., holla at your girl. Okay. If you're in DC, holla at me. And then we're going to top it off, end it, cap it off with the conference November 1st and 2nd, right here in D Town in Dallas, Texas, Center City at the La Meridian Galleria. And it's close to both DFW and Love Field Airport. So look, we want to see you in the place. Now go to bridgetmoody.com events for the conference. Hotel accommodations are a phenomenal price. I got a phenomenal deal for hotel lodging. So you want to go ahead and book that. I don't know how many rooms are left. It may be sold out, but there are a few rooms left. You want to go ahead and reserve your room. Okay, all you got to do is put a credit card and reserve your room so you know you're locked in. Registration is open for the conference. $197 for early bird, $397 for VIP. Now VIP is almost sold out. So if you're that person that you want the full experience, because pen to paper is an experience, whether it's the workshop or the conference, it is an experience. That's all I can tell you. You just gonna have to come and see. It's an experience, but you want to not wait. You want to go ahead and get your registration in, and you want to go ahead and book your lodging. Okay. So that's what's going to be happening in 2024. We're excited about it. Tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. All right. On your street, around your corner, at your church, at your job. You tell everybody, yeah,
Tell
to go on
everybody.
in. Everybody, not everybody, but everybody. Tell everybody that they want to make sure that they don't miss pen to paper. And we're going to be in a city near you. So make sure you tap in, you connect with us, and take your life to another level in this year. It is the year of open doors and doors of advancement, and you want to walk through the doors that God has for you. All right. We appreciate you all for chiming in with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week in Atlanta, Georgia.